Good morning, friends. It's a great pleasure to invite you to the CME of OSAPCon 2021, an honor bestowed on me by Professor Atmaram. And I promise that this will be a very outstanding CME which will open your eyes and make you learn so long as you are willing to unlearn and leave back a few of your past learnings. The first three lectures are pure retro, meaning we will tell you why not to do hip replacements and why preserve the hip. A hip replacement on arthroplasty is just a spacer. I have been one of the earliest arthroplasty surgeons in India and started doing hip replacement 35 years ago. But in a young patient, I still have a lot of caution in doing an arthroplasty because long-term results come with gray hair. They don't come with enthusiasm. The very first talk in this series is by Professor Narendra Maggu, a friend of 40 years who has been the professor of orthopedics in Rohtak, who is a pioneer in surgical hip preservation. The next topic in this series will be Dr. Arup Mukherjee, who will be speaking on medical hip preservation. And the third in the same series will be by Dr. Mohammad Yunus, who will be speaking on Ilizarov hip preservation. So, welcome to this feast, and let us all listen to this wonderful beginning of hip preservation. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prakash, for inviting me to deliver this prestigious talk. My 40 years of experience in the field of hip preservation. It's an era of arthroplasty. Companies have their targets for hip replacements in this country in millions, I must say, but no company or FDA guarantees longevity of THA implant more than 10 years. We all know it well. I'm thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to talk to thousands and thousands of people of this august organization. And one must remember that once a replacement means always a replacement. Once you have thrown the head of the femur in basket and you have inserted your metal, this is a bone destroying implant. Hence, once a hip has been replaced, it has to be replaced by another hip. And there is unanimity amongst all of us, the various stalwarts of the world, the various orthopedic surgeons, that patient's own viable hip lasts the whole life. So why not to preserve the hip? And why to throw the head of the femur in basket? So these are the various indications of preserving the hip in children, in adults, and in elderly people, like Coxa-Vara and Volga, spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia, leg calves Perthes disease, femoroacetabular impingement, we all know, slip epiphysis capitis femoris, and the hip dysplasia. Fibrous dysplasia with pathologic fractures is a disorder which I have introduced in the literature, but performing an osteotomy, the lesions and osteotomy both can heal. And similarly, in neglected traumatic disorders and post-sequelae patients, again, by performing an intertrochanteric osteotomy, we can preserve the hip rather than going for a hip replacement. Now, fresh femoral neck fracture with osteoporosis, it has been cited in literature. Again, an intertrochanteric osteotomy is a good indication. Unfixable femoral head, when the size of the head is small, we can do an osteotomy. Irreducible femoral neck fracture, when the peak is large of the proximal fragment, again it is an indication of hip preservation by performing an intertrochanteric osteotomy. Neglected fractures, very commonly seen in third world countries. When osteosynthesis fail, it's a very important indication for patients in developed countries. Pathologic fractures, I just talked to you about fibrous dysplasia, simple bone cyst, and giant cell tumors. Again, by performing an osteotomy, the bone heals and the lesion heals. Ipsilateral femoral fractures in shrag fractures, failed osteotomy, again, revision can be done to heal the lesion and the fracture that has occurred in the past. These are the various procedures, particularly the periosteobular osteotomy, open hip debridements, arthroscopic debridements, mini arthrotomies, microfractures, drilling, abrasion arthroplasties that help us in preserving the hip joint. However, I talk to you on one principle, that is Powell's principle. He said that if the fracture line is placed at right angle to the resultant body weight forces R, the fracture heals. But patient lands up in shortening and Genu Volgum, since he used to apply hip spica. These days we have modern gadgetry of implants and instruments, and we can lengthen a limb, we can prevent Genu Volgum, and we can give limb length equalization. So here the resultant of body weight forces are, that is the fracture line. If it is placed at right angle to these forces, the fracture will heal. Interestingly, Powell gave us the principle, the biomechanical principle, but it's a two-edged sword. It's biomechanical as well as biological principle. That's what we have seen in my practice, and that is what I am going to talk to you of my 40 years experience, and shall show you the wonders of osteotomy not seen in literature, but I have come across during these 40 years. So Powell never defined the fracture gap. He just gave a biomechanical principle. So you see this fracture gap, and very interestingly, without dividing the capsule, without opening the fracture site, without putting a fracture, without putting a graft, if we perform an intertrochanteric osteotomy, this fracture gap heals. So I say it's not only biomechanical principle, osteotomy has a biologic role, and this creates bone. And I show you these examples that there is some regenerative mechanism that needs some research by teaching faculty, the students working in medical colleges, that how these gaps are filled up when we have not opened the fracture site, as we do in situations like non-union fracture both bones leg or femur, but not so in fracture neck or femur. If we do the osteotomy, the fracture gap heals. So it is regenerative medicine, and the road to regenerative medicine science is open for all of us. Now see this. This is the gap as per Sandhu's classification. This is type 3, and here you find that I have not opened the capsule and this gap is filled up. No grafting, capsule kept intact and not open the fracture site. And this is the follow-up after 16 years, and this is published in Clinical Orthopedic Related Research. I have so many cases. My paper published has about 48 cases in the paper that I have mentioned, 2009 Clinical Orthopedic Related Research. And you see the full range of motion, patient squatting cross-leg, 3 months after surgery, and now he has gone old after 16 years of follow-up. And very interestingly, you see here, the fracture line is not kept at right angle to resultant body weight forces. Prakash and friends, please see. The fracture gap, the fracture line is vertical here. It is open, but still the osteotomy healed. This fracture, I'm surprised. That's why I say it's not just biomechanical principle. There is more of biology into it. It constitutes a research to regenerative medicine. How is that this gap is filled up when I have not opened the fracture site at all? The capsule is intact. This fracture is again healed. That's why I say osteotomy creates bone. And I give you more example. Here you find this is a giant cell variant. She was, I think, 20 years old girl that when she came to me, the stalwarts of this country advised her for a total hip replacement to find here somebody put the screws and it failed obvious reasons because of instability. So I just did the curettage here, did the frozen section study, first stage, and it came out to be giant cell tumor with no evidence of metaplasia at all. And I put a fibroid graft and did the osteotomy because I put the graft because it was an unstable situation to give stability to this construct. And you find here it has healed 400 weeks, and she is the mother of a 10-year child now. You see the CT scan. She came to me, I think, about 2 months back, 17 years follow up. So this gap is filled up. I did not open the capsule again in this patient, only did some curettage from the lateral window in the trochanter. So I say that osteotomy creates bone. It heals the lesion, it heals the pathologic fractures, and it also heals the osteotomy. So there is something more to be looked into the regenerative medicine by the modern scientist. Rather than throwing these heads into the dustbin, they must look into the biological principle, the biological road that how these fractures heal just with an osteotomy. Other example, it's a fibrous dysplasia with a pathologic fracture. I think this boy was 12 years old at the time. I have just done an osteotomy and stabilized it. Did not open the fracture site. Again, this case is published in Clinical Orthopedic Related Research 2005. Here you find this lesion is healed and up to 280 weeks. That is the paper 2005, volume 437, that this lesion is healed. So why to throw the head in the femur into basket? And there is no need to curettage and do bone grafting as we do in other cases of fibrous dysplasia with pathologic fracture. And this is after 12 years, you see, 628 weeks. See the quality of healing, both the lesion as well as of the osteotomy. Just stabilization and performing an osteotomy. Other important case, see full range of motion in this patient. Giant cell tumor. Unmarried 16 years girl. See the extent of the lesion reaching almost the head of the femur. See the MR. See. And again, see these CT pictures. Only small chunk of bone is left. I did curettage in this case, did grafting, and put the blade across the joint and gave her spica. She was 16 years old to impart stability to this pathologic situation. So that is the reconstruct, grafting, and osteotomy. And here you find that the lesion is healing since the blade was across the joint. So I had to take it out and substitute this fixation with a contoured 4.5 DC plate. That is a fibroid graft. And here you find after 6 years, the lesion is healed. The lesion is healed at 312 weeks just with osteotomy and bone grafting. And why to do a custom made prosthesis or a THR? You see the range of motion. Of course, the flexion is limited in this girl, young girl who is now married and have children, because the blade penetrated the joint and she lost the full range of flexion as far as hips are concerned. And that is after 12 years, you see. The lesion is healed. The osteotomy is healed. The pathologic fracture is healed. That's why I say it is not just a biomechanical principle. The osteotomy creates bone. It heals the pathologic situation. It heals the fracture. And this is an area of research by the stem cell people or the people engaged in regenerative medicine. Simple bone cyst. This was my first case. It was an accident, I should say. I just did an osteotomy, nothing else. See the follow-up at 12 years. See the follow-up. This is at 120 weeks. See the follow-up at 14 years. And see the follow-up at 20 years. Now he also sent me his x-rays at after 28 years. So this patellary fracture has healed just with osteotomy. And again, I emphasize time and again that osteotomy creates bone. It's an important part of regenerative medicine that one should look into as far as modern research is concerned. Avascular necrosis, you see, either by rotation, by flexion, or extension, by variation, or vilgulation, osteotomy heals this lesion and checks the further progress. You find here, yes, the lesion is healed. Again, the lesion is perfectly healed. See, full range of motion in this girl. See, this paper is again published in Journal of Orthopedic Trauma. 9 years girl, avascular necrosis, Sandhu's type 3 classification. You see here, 12 years follow-up, full range of motion, no limb, 24 years follow-up. And this is when she was studying for her master's degree. And this is the picture when I operated this girl at 9 years. Now she is the mother of child at whose age I operated this lady. She's 33 years old. And now 30 years follow-up of this patient. You see, it's beautiful. The lesion is healed without opening the fracture site. Again, I am showing you various lines, the biomechanical lines, and this patient walks without any limp. This is the corridor of PGI Rohtak, and now I am working. Now I am working at Max Saket Hospital, New Delhi. See this patient, avascular necrosis you find here. Here, this is, but it is checked. The contour of the head of the femur is maintained. This is 9 years follow-up. So no further AVN. It brings some vascularity, and that again needs to be looked into. What are those factors that contribute towards the vascularity of these lesions? See here, that's the crescent sign. Operated neck of femur, that's the crescent. So I did the debridement, remove the screws, put a fibrograft with Kansas graft. See the CT. The lesion is healed. There is no AVN. See the fibrograft. Here the Kansas graft, the area of debridement, the area of crescent. 8 years follow-up. And you see here, the bone is irregular. The subchondral area is here. That means the arterial cartilage is surviving. And here you find that lesion is healed and patient has good range of motion even after 13 years. You see, he can squat both ways on toes as well as cross-leg position. Young boy, so AVN is healed just by valgus extension osteotomy, debridement, cancer grafting, and support to this area with a fibrograft. That is 10 years. And even if some collapse occurs, see, Fickett gave 4 stages of classification: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. The people who gave the argument that patient may develop avascular necrosis, so go for THR. It's wrong, it's incorrect. The stage 1 may not progress to stage 2. The stage 2 may not progress to stage 3 or stage 4. And your patient may have still full pain-free, stable, mobile hip. As I show you in this patient, he was 65 years male. See the follow-up at 12 weeks, 98 weeks, and to find there is a collapse here. There's a collapse, 13 years. But this patient has full range of motion, is pain-free, no limp at all, and he died with this avascular collapse head, but no pain, no limp, and stable mobile hip this patient had. I show you with pictures. Maybe this works. I don't know. I have not upgraded it. Maybe I am lucky, and this patient shows you how he's walking. Okay. See this patient, he is a teacher. I demonstrated this case in workshop on osteotomies at Rohtak in 2009, I believe, and avascular necrosis has occurred, but this did not progress further. what I want to convey that AVN should not be a havoc, or we should not be fearful of AVN. It can stop at any stage. Still, patient can have pain-free mobile hip, though his range of motion can be limited. You see, he can squat, but with the passage of time, he just could not sit cross-legged. And you never advocate these movements after a THR. So AVN stop, head collapse is there, but still some part of the articular cartilage is intact, which is maintaining congruency with the acetabular articular cartilage, and this patient is pain-free. Three types of osteotomies: V, Y, and extended Y. This is V, this is Y, this is Y osteotomy, this is Y osteotomy, this is V, and here this is the vertical limb of Y, and this is Y, and here is extended Y. I have given these definitions, and when the head is small, we call it unfixable head. When its diameter is less than 40 centimeter cubic, then we can do an osteotomy. And when there's a large beak like this you find here, it's a large beak, this fracture has healed without opening the fracture site. You see, this is a very long follow-up. Again, 19 years follow-up of this patient. And when the head is very small, as you find here, 22 years female, she had eclampsia, she had fit, and she sustained fracture neck of femur, and she was advised THR no. You see, I did the Y osteotomy, extended Y. This is transverse, this is Y, and this is extended Y. I took the calcar with the osteotomy and buttressed the head of the femur from below, and it has united in 6 weeks' time. You see the healing, and see after 5 months, excellent healing just with extended Y osteotomy. So why THR? Why should we throw such immoral heads in the basket? Hip preservation is very important. You find here sequelae of tubercular hip. No neck almost, trochanter elevated, shortening. I did combined osteotomy here. The trochanteric lateralization and valgus intertrochanteric osteotomy. See the limb balancing. See good range of motion this patient got. This is after 10 years follow. And this patient is nearby my town from Bahadurgarh. He is still having pain-free mobile hip. This is of November 2017. This boy generally visits me. And I've told him whenever you have pain, please do visit me. But you see, excellent range of motion, excellent healing of this patient who had tuberculosis of the hip in his childhood. I have innovated this other implant that when twice, though it's a single stage procedure which lasts the whole life. A THR, if done in a young patient, may need other THR, then third THR, then fourth THR, because that destroys bone. And osteotomy creates bone. So here you find I have innovated this implant, double barrel DHS, that if osteotomy fails and second time it fails, please still give a chance. Your precision should be accurate. There your guide pin rests in the head of the femur where there's good bone stock, and you perform this osteotomy and it will heal. And simple, this is you see, failed recon nail happened in my department in 2002. I did the osteotomy, the implant cut through, so it failed. But you find here, it's a very interesting case, ipsilateral segmental fracture on the same side shaft of femur with fracture neck of femur. So I used my innovated implant, which I innovated in 1996. Find here, it's healed. 130 weeks follow up. See the 3 scars. See, I think if I'm able to show he walks, I don't know because, yeah, where is the limb? There is no limb. There is no limb in this patient as claimed by the people. 7 years follow up. You see here, this is I think after 13 years. See, where is the limb? There is no limb. And he has good range of flexion. I'll just show you. Good range of flexion. So why to throw the head of the femur in basket? Believe in biological procedures. Believe in regenerative medicine. And see the wonders of osteotomy, which I am showing you here. See here, this is after 17 years. He's retired from his job. He was an electrician in the government department of MD University. He is pain-free. No avascular necrosis. Good neck shaft angle. Even though there is some retroversion, he has excellent range of motion at the hip joint. This is the brother of a doctor. He came to me from Kota. And if they are listening to me, they know who this boy is. Failed osteosynthesis in this child, in this boy, and the problems metal, non-union, head retroverted, shortening, and all that. And I studied the CT. Any evidence of avian because metal is there, and the gap size to find here, that is, you could do a THR, but no. I since this is a failed osteosynthesis, I removed the screws and did the osteotomy. And you see here, negative drain in, and that's healed, beautifully healed. He has beautiful gait, I tell you, beautiful gait, no limp at all. Trochanter tip at the same level, no limp. And these are the biomechanical lines to show you that how osteotomy itself restores the biomechanics. If you bring the top of the trochanter at the level of the center of the head of the femur, excellent range of motion. Young boy, just 28 years, failed osteosynthesis. Everybody in this world and in this country is keen to do THR. Please learn osteotomy. Do osteotomy. Never throw the head of the femur in basket. The result is yours. It's regenerative medicine, an era of regenerative medicine also. Something new may come out. Don't go for THR. Give patients viable, stable hip so that he can perform his normal activities. This is the my chamber in Max Saket. I don't know why this picture. See, he has full range of motion. Sorry, my picture is reverting in, rotating in PowerPoint, and there is no pain. See this, and this trochanter. He was operated 3 times by some surgeon in Punjab. This boy was keen for hip preservation, and he came to me. See here, you could do various procedures. This PFN is done. Tension band wire, ipsilateral fracture. You see here, 32 years male. He said, no, my fracture must unite. Only 2 weeks back, a patient came to me from Chapra all the way to Rohtak. Sir, my fracture should unite, and done by an eminent surgeon here. And I did the osteotomy. See this patient, 32 years male. See here on CT, I want to study the size of the head of the femur because implant is there. And I did remove this and did the lengthening, did the osteotomy. And find here, this is removing the screws and the wires and all that. See after surgery, there is equalization. The patella and the knee almost at the same level. He had 5 to 6 centimeter shortening. And you see this is healing 3 months and 6 months. See this fracture is fully healed. No avascular necrosis. So why? And see the lengthening here. This red line shows you that the neck has been lengthened. So the 5 centimeter shortening has almost been covered with just one procedure of doing intertrochanteric osteotomy, lateralization, giving neck shaft angle, and no THR. I think this message must be given to all the orthopedic surgeons of the developed countries that see, look into the wonders of osteotomy. Do THR. I am not against THR, but do it when it's indicated. And if the head is at least viable, it's maintained its shape and contours. Please do go for hip preservation. Save the head of the femur. Today, we are following yogas of Ramdev. If hip is not there, if you do THR, yoga cannot be performed. People come to me from Muscat. People come to me from even California. Sir, I want to save the head of the femur. Can you help me? And I have helped this patient. A patient came to me from Nepal also. See, the limb is lengthened 6 months, and I don't know really if he can walk. He is still 2 centimeter shortening. There's something wrong with my PowerPoint, Dr. Prakash. I'm sorry. But you see, there is no limb. He can squat, sit. He has absolutely range of good motion. And that is a 40 years follow-up. Hip fracture, opposite hip. This was done in 1973. My boss did the McMurray osteotomy. In 92, I did the valgus osteotomy. See here, 540, again, 540 weeks follow-up. Published in Injury Critical Care, I think 2006. So this is 39 years. See the joint space. People say this results in arthritis. Yes, it can sometimes. Again, do an osteotomy, and patient will have pain-free, stable, mobile hip. But you see here the joint space, and see the joint space after 20 years and 5 months of this patient. He's an elderly person, both hips fractures, and I've come across so many complications. Only in 2 cases, osteotomy had non-union, and the surgeons say, "Don't do osteotomy. There is already a fracture that has undergone non-union. So osteotomy may also undergo non-union." So in more than 3,000 cases I have done, only 2 cases of non-union of osteotomy I have come across, and just put a tension device, compress this osteotomy site, and it will heal. Implant can cut through if your planning is not good. If the plate is making bigger angle with the shaft of femur than planned, it can cut through. And see my innovative implant, DHS, it has healed. Again, avascular necrosis can occur still. I have seen DVT in 2 cases only, but the patient responded. Implant can fail again, there can be redisplacement, and you can do the revision. So even though the first stage, single stage surgery lasts the whole life, even if you do a second or third revision, the results are excellent. Even as a tumorous condition, the results are excellent. Conditions like simple bone cyst, fibrous dysplasia, giant cell tumor with no metastasis, just curettage, or just do a osteotomy. Fill in the gap, the effect with bone graft, particularly in giant cell tumors, the lesions will heal. Still, avascular necrosis can occur. I have shown you all these complications. In one case, I found shunt palsy, but that occurred after the removal of the implant. I don't know how it happened in my department. Patient had neuropraxia and it recovered. If this cuts through, you can again revise it. See, 2 years follow-up. It's again published in Clinical Orthopedic Related Research, 2009. And you find here the implant is blade tip is lying anteriorly, and I have corrected it. Just single stage. See here and see here, I have corrected it. This implant being removed, and see the excellent range of motion. This person is the osteotomy as well. And if it fails, you can still do a THR. These are my various publications. I am sure, Dr. Prakash, I am well in time. I am talking extempore. I have just put in my slides. I have not done any rehearsal. I do not know how much time I have bide to deliver my this presentation of 40 years experience, various publications, 2009 neglected fractures. Now technique is well published in Zurich as well as in Campbell Operative Orthopedics, and I am proud of my people, my students, my colleagues, and my patients who helped me to treat various hip disorders. And for this, I am grateful to you, Dr. Prakash, and listeners.